Welcome back to another live RainBNB Decentralized CHAMA community building campaign. So today we are going to do another comparison yet again, and this time, as always, is between a centralized company and RainBNB's decentralized community driven CHAMA. Yeah, so the company in talk today is Safaricom M-Pesa. I believe most of us are aware or are familiar with Safaricom M-Pesa. So to begin with, RainBNB Decentralized CHAMA is Africa's people-powered wealth revolution. So this is basically a growth from, or rather transition from M-Pesa to RainBNB. This is the next leap in financial empowerment and inclusion. So the legacy M-Pesa was launched by Safaricom to fill Africa's banking gap. Over 51 million users to date, with billions of shillings in transactions, in mobile transactions, revolutionized access to money. So in comparison to that, or rather, but users pay a fees to use this system. It is also corporate owned and controlled by a group of individuals. So there's growth benefits, which only benefits very, very few people, or rather the corporate ladder, and leaving the many only to power that system. So the shift RainBNB brings about is, it is built on blockchain technology. It is powered by BNB as a token or the currency at use. It is 100% community owned. Also, it's a digital CHAMA model, meaning users earn from referring others. It is also a smart contract that ensures transparency and security. So let me just go back a bit on it being a digital CHAMA and how users earn by referring others. Now, there is, like I always say and repeat again, there is no business out here that one can ever start and will not require customers. Absolutely none. Every business you invest in, you of course expect an outcome. And that outcome is not resulted from ghost buyers or ghost customers. It has to have real people. But remember, again, that this is a decentralized platform or a decentralized tool. That means when you're getting involved or when you're coming to participate in RainBNB, you need to have a digital access or a digital channel for you to be able to participate or join and become a member of this community. Therefore, you require a link from the person who is already in that community. I believe up until there we understand each other. Now, unlike the traditional way of how you can participate in a CHAMA, maybe you've been referred or recommended to by someone who is already a participant in a specific CHAMA, either at home, at work, or wherever it is you're participating from. Now, these traditional CHAMAs, probably there's a registration process where they have to take your full names, your ID numbers, and some other personal information, probably even where you stay and things like that. But with the digital aspect of RainBNB or this decentralized CHAMA tool we're using, is everything remains private except the money or the gifts that people are contributing to each other's wallet. Now that is now what becomes public information, simply because we're using a blockchain. This is a public kind of ledger that is now visible and rather transparent and can be accessed from it's basically information that can be accessed from anywhere in the world. And that is how crypto and blockchain in general has simplified how we participate in such events, such as the traditional CHAMAs now becoming a digital decentralized initiative. Now remember, in the traditional ways how we contribute or how we participate is each time we come together, we must contribute, or we must go back into our pockets and make a contribution afresh. Isn't that right? Until the time now, it is the opportunity rather now gets to your turn, or is now your turn for you to receive the contributions from the CHAMA group. It's a very, very different case with RainBNB, because all you require with RainBNB is just to make a small contribution of an equivalent of roughly $2.71 to $3.2, which is an exact estimate of 0.0045 BNB, the currency in which we are using. And the rest now is just for you to refer friends. And now from that, you can use those contributions either to grow more, or rather to get into another category where you now receive more contributions, or take it and withdraw it to your local currency. It's very, very optional. All right. Yeah, so let's do a side-by-side comparison and further see how different Safaricom M-Pesa, or a centralized entity such as Safaricom, is different from a decentralized community building initiative. So let's look at the first one, being the core model. So with the Safaricom M-Pesa, it's a centralized mobile money system. Why is it centralized? Because Safaricom is owned by a group of individuals, not the community, a small group of few individuals. Now with RainBNB, it is decentralized, digital, and it's a wealth creation network. So that's where the difference, one of the main difference, comes in. So let's again look at ownership. Safaricom M-Pesa is corporate owned, mainly by Safaricom. M-Pesa is a sub-branch or subsidy of Safaricom, mainly as the main company, or the head company. And if you compare that to RainBNB, decentralized CHAMA, it is community owned by its users specifically. All right, so it is community owned, and it is owned by its users. Those users that are coming to gift each other BNB are the ones who own this initiative, or this campaign, or this platform. All right. So the purpose. Now, the purpose of Safaricom M-Pesa is basically to send, receive, and pay your bills. All right. Send money, receive money, and pay some of the bills. Now, the purpose of RainBNB is different. You can use it as a tool to build wealth through the referral-based digital CHAMA. Also, remember, we are using a currency, a digital asset, that is also considered a valuable asset and rather tradable in a crypto exchange. Now, BNB is the world's fifth highest, or fifth most valuable cryptocurrency in the crypto space, right? And it has a market cap of almost $100 billion as of today. And of course, that keeps growing as the community keeps embracing this token. Now, let's look at access requirements. Now, for you to access or be able to use Safaricom M-Pesa, you need a SIM card. Specifically, you need Safaricom SIM card. And for you to have that SIM card, you need to have a national ID for you to be registered. And of course, they need to also take a photo of you, a passport kind of photo, which now identifies you as an individual who is both the ID holder and also the new SIM card holder. Now, in some way, that kind of breaches your privacy, and that means now your information is now in access of the government, or rather the government can now access your private or personal information. And not just the government, but also private entities such as Safaricom. And that is information that can be sold to the highest bidder. We have heard of such instances before. Now let's compare access requirements between now between now the Safaricom M-Pesa that have broken down and now RainBNB. With RainBNB, you only need an internet connection and a Web3 wallet. That's it. You do not require an ID. You do not require to take a selfie or a passport photo and upload it. No. Everything has been digitized and all your personal information remain private. It's only that now anything that is transacted through the blockchain is now made public because it's a public ledger. Right. So let's look at besides the internet and the Web3 wallet, I believe all the next thing you require is just to have the BNB in your wallet, which now enables you to activate your participation through gifting other members. So the other one is currency. So let's compare the currency used by Safaricom M-Pesa and the one used by RainBNB Decentralized CHAMA. So of course with Safaricom, since it's a centralized entity, that means they have to use local currency, and that local currency is fiat. Fiat is the other term for physical currency, or rather paper currency. Ama hii pesa ya karatasi. That's the other name for fiat. And in this case, the one we're using is Kenya shillings. Now, when it comes to RainBNB, the currency we are using here is crypto. The other definition of crypto or word for crypto is digital. So this is a digital currency. And the digital currency in name here is BNB. BNB is also Binance Exchange's native token or governance token. So that means it's their main cryptocurrency, or rather they're the ones who built the currency, but they released it into the blockchain ecosystem, and therefore it is no longer owned by Binance company. Binance has to be a centralized company because it is an exchange that deals with multiple fiat currencies, and therefore it has to be registered for it to be recognized as a legal exchange. I believe up until now we understand the difference. Of course, they created their own currency, but it is now released into the blockchain ecosystem, and it can now be owned by anyone who can simply exchange it using any other token or using local currencies or fiat. So let's look at the revenue model. So what's the revenue model with Safaricom in comparison to RainBNB? So with Safaricom M-Pesas, users pay fees to use that platform. For example, when you're making a transaction, there's a fee there's a fee you're going to be deducted, correct? It's the same case that will also apply to RainBNB, but let's also look at it additionally in the sense that when you're also accessing other services, you need to have either airtime or a certain balance in your M-Pesa for you now to be able to access such services. More specifically like banking services if you are dialing through the normal code. But there are also ways you can access those services either through the M-Pesa app or Safaricom app and so on. Now, in comparison to RainBNB, users earn BNB through referrals, and therefore BNB, since BNB is also the native token, that means the gas fee or the transaction cost is automatically deducted from that Samsung native token. All right. And also, again, the deduction on the gas fee is very small. In fact, it's very little, to a point that you can barely recognize the difference or notice how much has been deducted. So let's go to inclusivity. Now, let's compare Safaricom M-Pesa to RainBNB Decentralized CHAMA. The service delivery is very focused, and it is only beneficial to most probably people who are using it more commonly, or people who seem to do more heavy transactions. So there's some sort of biasness. Now, when it comes to RainBNB, well, it is wealth creation focused and also everyone earns. Remember, with Safaricom M-Pesa, it is only meant to benefit the company. So you as the user, yes, you get to use their services, but how often do you get to benefit on a personal level or on an individual level financially? Because for every service you use on their platform, there's a deduction. But when you compare that to RainBNB says this is a tool where people can easily create wealth, but only if they stand together as one community. It's as simple as that. So let's also look again at the growth driver. With Safaricom M-Pesa, the market penetration is via mobile network. With RainBNB, it requires a viral community, it rather does a viral community growth via the digital CHAMA. Now, how does it give that effect of viral community growth? When someone has received a contribution, especially contributions coming in from random user IDs which you do not recognize or you do not have anything to do with or them joining through your link, that will open your eyes into realizing how powerful this tool really is. Because remember, we are gifting each other not through a company or a central entity. This is not Safaricom. This is a decentralized tool. Therefore, each of us are required to have a wallet for us now to gift each other money to, or the digital currencies to. Because once it leaves my wallet, it will go directly into your wallet. That is how this smart contract has been programmed to operate. It's as simple as that. So it removes all forms of human intervention. All right? And the moment where anything has human intervention, of course, there's tendency of a lot of things going the opposite direction as intended. All right, so let's now look at transparency. With Safaricom M-Pesa, information is held privately with the company. It's also a fee-based system. In comparison to RainBNB, everything except your personal information is on-chain and transparent through the smart contract. So even your name, your ID number, where you stay, which is your physical location, all remains personal to you. And therefore, the only information that is out there is probably the amount of gifts you are receiving directly into your wallet through the on-chain technology. Scalability. Now, with Safaricom M-Pesa, is only able to scale from Kenya to a few countries around it. It has not been able to get the whole African market because the market is also saturated as well. But now, assuming if it was able to cover the whole of Africa, it would not go beyond that, simply because other countries also have other telecom network companies that are even bigger and more financially stronger than in comparison to Safaricom M-Pesa. Now with RainBNB, it is a Pan-African initiative and it is also globally scaled through blockchain technology, which allows borderless transactions and access. So some of the key insights from this is M-Pesa is empowered through mobile transactions, whilst RainBNB empowers digital ownership, community wealth, and economic freedom across Africa and the whole world. Okay? So this simply means with M-Pesa you get to use and pay, but with RainBNB you share and earn as a community, not individually, but as a community. Yeah, so now from the side-by-side comparison, I think we'll now move to the market opportunity. We have over 400 million unbanked adults in Africa. This is research that is done and also information you can find publicly on the internet. And there's also a rising use of smartphones and internet penetration in the continent. Now, there's also much trust in mobile money already established, but with RainBNB, it is positioned to convert users into earners through community building. It's easy already. The market has already been prepared. It's only that now we need to take this initiative to the next level by empowering more people, educating them, creating this awareness, and enlightening them on how beneficial it is for all of us and not just one person. With the growth strategy, we are looking at doing, or rather, I'm looking at doing 1.5 million free activations across Africa, and not just my home country alone. But I do need about 7,000 BNB. Now, BNB, remember, is the token that we are using specifically. But you will also notice that from every video I post in my bio, there's a symbol I usually attach to those videos, and it has the word op just under the BNB symbol up there. Now, op is a network, Optimism network under the blockchain. Sorry, not blockchain, but Binance chain. It's actually a layer 2 of the Binance chain network. It's much faster. It has about 10,000. It does about 10,000 transactions per second. So that's how lightning fast it is. With if you compare that, of course, to something like Bitcoin, Bitcoin transactions, for it to fully confirm, it needs about up to 30 minutes for all blocks to confirm on the ledger. So yeah, that's how fast or how much technology has advanced in the blockchain ecosystem to allow much quicker and smoother transactions. Now, with the 7,000 BNB, it will allow now, through the referral rewards, it will allow viral growth throughout Africa, and also through sharing on the social media platforms. Now, we are looking at also targeting local CHAMAs and leaders in the grassroots levels who will now oversee expansion of RainBNB throughout all territories, building communities from down upwards. We basically want to uplift everyone. Hakuna mtu tunataka kuacha nyuma. So the impact and vision on this is to empower millions to own digital assets. That's the whole idea. Because once you own a digital asset, that means you have now full control over everything, bro. But the moment you have your money banked somewhere, that means that money is not yours. It can be taken away from you. If the government suspects you of illegal activities whatsoever, sometimes maybe you're not even involved in any shady business, but wanaamua tu kukusumbua just for the sake of it. They have the right, not the right, but the right to freeze your accounts and even take it away from you. So that means you now start from zero. But when you have a digital asset, you have full control. I mean full control over everything. Hakuna mtu anaweza kuja kuchukua assets zako. In fact, especially if you have stored them in a nice safe place, no one can ever know exactly what your worth is or how much you have, how much money you have stored in a specific place. Also, the other impact we're looking at doing is to build a decentralized saving and investment network through, of course, the RainBNB's pool funds and royalties that each member is going to be receiving as they progress through this various categories that we have set in the RainBNB Decentralized CHAMA. So we will also accelerate financial inclusion and freedom throughout Africa, and therefore it will become Africa's first people-powered wealth movement. Because right now I don't think there's anything such as this that is ongoing. Of course, they usually come up with initiatives and campaigns that will empower people, but they never really do. I mean, here we have a decentralized tool. The ones they keep creating out there are more centralized, and they somehow tend to come in as NGOs to support communities, but they never do. It's only those few individuals who get to pocket money is meant to feed or empower communities or transfer, in one way or the other, either through opening of businesses for them, schools, dispensaries, and many other things. Yeah, so unlike that, with RainBNB, it is very, very different. The campaign has been set to empower all Africans because this tool is already being used in other continents. In a country like India, if you even go to the RainBNB social handles, you will see how big these people are growing and how resilient they are in pushing RainBNB. Every day they are working at empowering their own people on this initiative or this tool that they can use or come together and be able to grow financially from. Why can't we use it as Africans? Why can't we show other people something that is very, very simple they can get involved with from a very generous, or rather a very small requirement, or rather fee, that will get them now into a level where they can receive bigger giftings, or even 10 times or 100 times whatever they came in with to contribute to that community. We are lifting each other up from the grassroots level. Tunatoana reani. Yeah. So RainBNB is a very, very powerful tool. Now, if only people can get to open their eyes and realize this, its potential, then maybe we can wake up to RainBNB already in all corners of Africa. So the investment opportunity here, we fund activations through this campaign. The infrastructure, of course, that means now how we are able to stay afloat through social media and the free activations throughout Africa. And via education. What I'm doing here is also educating you. I'm not giving out financial advice. This is not financial advice. I am only creating awareness of a tool that has benefited me and the few individuals who have been involved with RainBNB. With RainBNB already. And they are seeing benefits out of it. So why don't the rest of Africans take it up and also get to realize the same benefits we are? It's as simple as that. Hapa hivi, I'm not trying to push a scam. Remember, this is not a company. Apana. You require only to have a digital wallet, which is a Web3 wallet. And that for you now to have that Web3 wallet, you need a smartphone. For you now to be able to download the wallet to your smartphone and access it. Now, from that Web3 wallet, it has a Web3 platform, or rather a Web3 service, which now you will paste the link from the person who has invited you. If you want to participate, you must be invited by someone who is already a participant in it. Now, once you grab that link, you will take it to that browser, paste it there, and open the page. But you need to have some BNB in your wallet already. Just small amount, which is about 0.0045. That's roughly between $2.7 to $3.2, $3.45. Hiyo ni pesa ndogo sana. That's roughly, if you convert that to your local currency, in Kenya for instance, that will cost you about 450 shillings to 500 bob. Now, Usually, this is a currency that is very volatile. That's the nature of digital assets or cryptocurrencies, except stable coins. Stable coins, the reason why they do not fluctuate or they're not very volatile, tend to be volatile rather, is because they are tied to the dollar as an asset. That means one of that digital asset is equivalent to $1. And therefore, its value usually plays around that figure. Yeah, so I think with that, once you have your BNB in your wallet, that is it. So you get now to access the platform. It will prompt you with a joining fee. Click that and proceed with your activation. After which, now you will automatically be a full-fledged member. And remember, with this activation, you become a member for life. Hakuna ati wakati utakuja uambiwe ati sasa membership yako imeisha, ama wakati ukuja uambiwe now there's a monthly renewal fee. I mean, why are you renewing? Are you paying so that it's going to pay workers or something? No. This is a decentralized platform or tool that has been released into the blockchain system. Therefore, it is not owned by any person. It is owned by the community, by those people who decide now to participate in it. I believe I'm clear until there. Now, one way or one of the ways you can support this campaign is through sending gifts on TikTok, or you can also join the initiative or the campaign either by joining the RainBNB Decentralized CHAMA. I have shared ways, or rather a video on how you can activate yourself from home. Of course, you'll need to buy the BNB from an exchange, and with an exchange, oftenly you are required to buy from a minimum of about $10 worth of digital assets. So yeah, you can use that now either to open multiple accounts under that one main one. There are many smart ways to do with this, because you see, with the traditional ways of CHAMAs, you're only limited to just participating you as an individual. But now with digitalization and blockchain technology, you can participate even severally, as many times as you want, or rather open as many wallets, even 1,000 wallets. You can open all those 1,000 wallets, fund them, and make them work for you. And it will definitely bring you insane money. Because remember, how they have designed RainBNB is that you only require to refer 2 people. Now, that requirement enables you to unlock those rewards from other categories. Because assuming now you do not want to receive gifts of just worth $2 or $3, you want to receive higher gifts from the community. Sindio? What does it mean? It means now you upgrade into that category now for you to receive more contributions, because whatever you're giving is what you're receiving from the community. It's as simple as that. So if you're giving the $3, you're getting back $3. Now, you also need, now if I break down the $3 amount that you're getting or gifting, this is how it goes. It doesn't come as 100%, simply because 30% of it goes into a pool fund. Now that pool fund is going to give is what they categorize, or what they call lifestyle fund. Now with lifestyle fund, it can appear to you as what we're used to back here at home as SACCOs. SACCOs is simply like a way of you like saving small amounts of money with a collective group of same-minded people, from which now you can easily get a loan of maybe starting a business, opening a supermarket, or building apartments, and so on and so forth. But in this case, with RainBNB Lifestyle Fund, you are not getting a loan. This is your money that has been saved from the community gifts you are receiving. Can you imagine that? This is no longer money that is coming out of your pocket. This is the community funding, or rather pulling in funds to pay you later on. in the near future, because it works the same with the same principle as SACCOs. Because with SACCOs, there's no way you can just start saving with them today or for like a month, and then 2 months later you're like, I need 10 million shillings of loan, maybe to start a project or do something. It doesn't work like that. You have to build that relationship, isn't it? Same case here. And how do you build that relationship in this community? Simple. Just upgrade to those categories. And remember, upgrade, or rather as you're upgrading, these are gifts that are coming back to you, gifted back to you by the community. So you're using those same gifts to upgrade yourself there. You're not going into your pocket, my friend. No. This is digitalization. This is the power of RainBNB through the community. That's how powerful this is. Yani, it's insane. It's insane how a community gets you from zero to hero. But you need to come in and work together. If people sleep and they do not see the use of this thing, of this tool, everyone fails. But if we all come together collectively and realize its potential, its power, to get all Africans, not just you as an individual. Hapa hivi, it's, remember, this is a community-driven initiative or platform, and therefore it needs everyone's effort. Hapo huwezi fanya kivyako. Hapana, if you're chasing after your own bag, you won't make it. But if you're doing it collectively as one people, then you will definitely thrive, and you're going to make a lot of money out of it. And that is why I keep pushing this campaign. Na tutaendelea kung'ang'ana nayo. It's only that I've been a bit unwell through the week. Kidogo kahoma kamenisumbua, that's why I have a bit of a cough. But anyway, it's inaisha, so I'll be much better in a day or two. Yeah, so I believe that is it with our campaign today. I believe if there's any question or any inquiry maybe someone would like to make, you can always contact me or reach out to me directly through my contacts. I always put up my information in the description box on the videos I usually post to my bio. So you can always go there, check for my number, contact me on anything regarding RainBNB and how you and your community can get to benefit as one. Yeah, also I am also doing this campaign to reach out to sponsors, donors, or investors who can support this initiative or who see a future in whatever I'm doing, and they also want to empower the African community. So they can join hands with me and we can be able to take this initiative to many other people. Already I began it with my own funds, but I require support. I cannot do it, or rather I cannot push it on my own. Like I said, it's a community-driven initiative. Therefore, I need the community to support me, for me now to be able to reach out or to reach many more others who need this. Because see mimi na wewe peke yake who are able to access such information. There are many other people out there who are probably looking for something like this. And of course, if they get to have it, they will definitely run with it and get to make a difference in their life. Yeah, so with that said, I think I will end the live there and I will see you tomorrow. Right? So yeah, cheers and see you on the next live.